Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Lenox Justifier of Innocence, created by Zeus and Demeter to save humanity. I am here as the character Josephine, which is Lenox in her human form, and with me today is Mr. Buddy the guard dog, this cute little guy right here. Now for those of you who have been following along, I did just want to say thank you for all of your support, and just a quick reminder to please like, subscribe, and share the video so it will help us out on the YouTube algorithm. For those of you who are new to this channel, welcome. This is a fantasy justice channel where superheroes and mythological gods unite in the fight to save humanity. It is designed so that you can listen to it like an audiobook, or you can watch and enjoy the dramatizations and the images as they go along the screen, that is designed to help you pique your imagination and envision the story as it goes along. In today's subject, we are going to be dealing with the case of Bryn Spejcher. I'm not really sure how to pronounce that name, but I believe it's pronounced Spejcher. Anyways, a recent case that has garnered a lot of headlines due to the outcome of the judge's verdict. So, just another quick disclaimer, a lot of the stuff that we are talking about is available online. It's all public information, and it is also going to be intertwined with opinion and imagination. In today's story, we're going to be going over the basics and the background of this particular case, and then in the second half, we will be going into the fantasy justice portion of it. Now, you want to make sure you stay to the end so that you find out what's coming up next on this channel and on Mr. Buddy's videos. I hope that you guys enjoy the show, and we will see you at the end. Weed killings. Bryn Spejcher took the life of Chad O'Malia and his beloved dog. That is not in question. But she has been excused for this heinous act. Why, you ask? How can this be? Because she willingly smoked weed? That is the narrative being thrusted upon us by the California justice system. Or shall we say injustice system? Since when is using drugs a get-out-of-jail-free card? First we had Austin Haroof, and now we have Spejcher. If consuming substances is a get-out-of-jail-free card, then we might as well expunge all DUIs. Just pull them over and put them in a drunk tank. But you see, that won't ever happen, because DUIs are a huge moneymaker for the system. The argument is that when you drink, you know you can become intoxicated. So don't even drive, even if you're just going to have one, which I personally can agree with to an extent. But you see, for years, the narrative being pushed on us is that alcoholism is a disease that they cannot control. So why the double standard? Isn't the whole purpose of smoking weed to alter your mind, becoming high? What message are we sending to people? Oh, if you want to take someone's life, make sure you smoke a blunt first? What the heck is happening, and why is this even allowed as a defense? They're saying that as far as a DUI, the person knowingly drinks excessively. Well, when you consume cannabis, you are knowingly taking a mind-altering drug. It's a crap excuse used to justify bad behavior. Society is getting worse. We need to do something to correct this. People should not be allowed to use bad life choices as a means to get away with taking the lives of innocent people. If cannabis is causing people to go into a psychosis that turns them into killing machines who feel no pain and have ape-like strength, then why is it legal to use recreationally? When we look at the last 3 cases that were covered on this channel, the 2 cannibals, and now Spejcher, they all have used cannabis at the times of committing their crimes. Interesting. Hold on to that thought for later. Let's take a closer look at Spejcher. Spejcher has been described by her legal team and her family and friends as a moral, honest woman with church ties, into health, with love for her family and friends. A native of Illinois, Spejcher later went to college to study audiology. One thing that I find interesting and suspect is that in this particular article that described her as a modern-day saint, they added a line saying that she became an audiologist against all odds. What odds exactly? From all the stories being told, Spejcher had a picturesque upbringing with many opportunities, no signs of mental illness or hardships. So why against all odds? What are they hiding? Spejcher graduated from college and then went on to study more in California, receiving her doctorates. The only thing that I could find, since most of her social media has been removed, is that she wore a hearing aid growing up, having some hearing loss herself. But besides that fact, her childhood was picturesque as well as her young adulthood. Spejcher was residing in California when she met Chad O'Melia. They had been dating a few weeks when he invited her over for some Netflix and chill. The two of them decided to indulge in some wacky tobacco, after which Spejcher claims to have picked up a knife and proceeded to plunge it into O'Melia, not once or twice, but 108 times. 108 times. She then proceeded to plunge such said knife into the dog, and then began to harm herself. Reports have said that her self-inflicted wounds seemed to be more superficial than what was done to O'Melia and the dog. She claims to have not had any recollection. In the past, these types of murders have been referred to as bloodlust crimes. But she claims that she heard voices telling her to commit such acts. And then everything went black. O'Melia's roommate walked in on Spejcher while she was committing these acts, and that she can recall, even though things were supposedly black. At this point, the police were called, and upon their arrival, Spejcher had exhibited ape-like strength, leading them to subduing her with blunt force. O'Melia was only 26 years old when he lost his life at the hands of Spejcher. A California native, O'Melia is described as a down-to-earth, kind, God-fearing young man, easy to talk to. He enjoyed the simple things in life: sports, outdoor activities, watching movies, and family time, especially with his grandmother. He was a hard-working fitness enthusiast with a zest for life. A clean-cut, law-abiding, funny and kind young man. During the 5 years that it took to get this case to trial, Omelia's mother ended up passing away, leaving his younger brother to grow up without his brother or his mother. His mother passed away without closure. At least she passed with the hope that there would be justice for her son's life. 5 years of anguish they endured waiting for justice to be served, but that day never came for the Omelias. Instead of facing murder charges, Spejcher was charged with a lesser charge of involuntary manslaughter. She was out on bail, able to live her life, free to go on nature walks, to post on social media, to breathe free air, while the Omelias had to lay their son to rest, never to be able to breathe again. But what's worse is Spejcher never took responsibility for her actions. Her and her legal team blamed the victim. Her family blamed the victim. They started a smearing campaign defaming Omelia's life and his character. Spejcher's family also began to victim blame, smearing Omelia's name, saying that he pressured Spejcher into smoking the weed. Spejcher is a grown adult woman, a doctor with an impressive education, who overcame the hurdles of being hard of hearing. She was not some weak wallflower, easily duped into doing things or succumbing to peer pressure. And according to her schoolmates, they said she always resisted when people would offer it, and she steered clear of those who engaged in those types of activities. Never one to shy away from shaming them and saying she did not want to do it. A previous boyfriend also accounted that they had tried it before, but she decided it wasn't for her. So this narrative of being pressured doesn't really fit her profile, now does it? According to the Omelias, Spejcher showed little to no remorse, no accountability for her actions. The weed made me do it, and then victim blaming. She lied and she lied to gain sympathy for her heinous acts. A complete disgrace. But what is even more despicable is the judge's decision and the sentencing. It was an injustice to the Omelias and to society as a whole. This judge's decision not only failed the Omelias, but he failed the entire justice system and put the American public in more danger. And what is worse is that he created a pathway for future heinous murderers to get away with taking the lives of innocent people by allowing this ridiculous defense and allowing Spejcher to go free. Spejcher was convicted of involuntary manslaughter, but she is to serve no jail time. She has 2-year probation and some community service for taking the life of Omelia and the dog. Since when did making poor lifestyle choices like smoking weed become a get-out-of-jail-free card? Lenox was enraged by this outcome. Here's a clip of the dad I want you to see him speaking after he found out what the verdict was.
I feel the decision's completely unjust. I mean, there are people that get behind the wheel of a car and they've had too much to drink and they kill somebody. And when that happens, they spend time in jail. Well, this is really not much different than that, other than the act that she performed is way more heinous. I think the judge was extremely biased in the case, and I think that somebody needs to look into that. I don't know if it'll happen. The other thing that's really unfortunate is he has set a precedent in California where it appears to be okay to smoke marijuana and commit a violent crime, and you're only going to get probation. So I don't think it was right. I think that, there was some time that should be served, but now there's no time that will be served. She's not going to learn from this experience. This is not going to make her think. She just got away with murder. I mean, if you really think about it, that's what happened. So we've been in a lot of pain for 5.5 years, but I will tell you that I am somewhat relieved that I don't have to come here anymore. This place it's not a place that I've come to and received justice. And, that doesn't mean that I don't respect the work that Audrey and her team and Paul have done. I do. I greatly respect it. I think there's a level of sort of constraint that they've been put under when you review the actual language of these laws. They are way too pro-criminal. And that needs to change. And we can see it. I mean, in a lot of our cities across this country, there's way too much crime. And it's become almost acceptable, And I don't accept it. But, I appreciate the comments of her father. I really do. They were only, he extended an olive branch and as an attorney then just burned it up. That attorney, Bob Schwartz, has shown a lack of professionalism in this. He's shown a lack of respect for the dead, a lack of respect for my son, a lack of respect for my family. That's intolerable. I have no respect for that man as an attorney. If you look in the dictionary and look up the definition of scumbag attorney, there'll be a picture of his face there. Anyway, I'm sorry for that remark, but it is unreal. That guy is unreal. After his father, her father tries to make amends, he goes and then soils my son again. And the mother's the same way. The mother's the same as the attorney. She got up there and said, well, she gets tricked easy. My son didn't trick her. Yeah, she came to his house at 10:30 at night that evening. Okay? If she would have never shown up, he probably would have went to bed. So, I don't know. It's disgusting. It really is disgusting. I mean, I guess you can say that at the legislative level, at the county supervisory level, they just don't have any respect for our lives. So, but I do. I have respect for people's lives. I have respect for myself and my family, and I hope to one day to be able to heal from this. And, my focus moving forward is going to be spend as much time as I can with my younger son. He has been through hell, as I have in the past 5.5 years. He's lost his mother. He's lost his brother. He's had to listen to people, defame his brother's character. And at the same time, he has shown strength, resolve. I feel the decision's completely unjust.
As Lenox watched the father speak, the pain in her heart grew. This family and the victim have suffered a tremendous injustice. The law may have failed them, but I will not. Lenox vowed to get Spejcher and her legal team and the judge true justice will be served. Amalia began to work on locating all of them. While Lennox prepared to leave, Mr. Buddy came into the room.
I'm coming with you, Lennox. The dog deserves justice also. It's a life that holds value too.
Of course, Mr. Buddy, all life deserves justice when evil acts have been thrusted upon them. Thank you guys for staying till the end. That is going to conclude the first half of this case with Bryn Spejcher and the Amelias. We are going to be diving in a little bit deeper into what caused this particular type of crime to occur, and we're going to look at some similar cases as well. So in the next episode, we're going to be delivering the true justice portion, and Lennox is going to go seek her out and figure out why exactly this happened, and also to seek out the justice system that failed the Amelias. Now remember, all of this is done in fantasy. It's just a fantasy true crime. And we are going to just look at some of the specifics so that we can try to prevent these type of tragedies happening in the future. Now, I am going to say goodbye for today, and I wanted to thank those of you who have been following along for your patience. If those of you who have seen my last video, you know that I am currently under construction, so hence the voiceover. We are going to be resuming regular videos in the next couple of weeks when everything is all said and done with my salon RV. So stay tuned for that. I will show you the updates on that in the next video, as well as go through the second half of this story. And also you'll have Mr. Buddy's video to look forward to, titled The Rivalry. So stay tuned for all that. Thank you guys so much, and we will see you next week. Thanks for watching. God bless.